Hi guys, my name is Mark Ironson and this week's video is on managing the guys on the ground, managing the leaflets on the ground. And I meet my team at 8:30 in the morning in McDonald's because it's a clean place to operate and to brief and to work, and we can all have a cup of coffee, and it's a fairly cheap place to grab a drink. So the briefing starts with the knock lists are issued, and make sure they've all got the kit, make sure they've all got their knock lists, which are on the clipboard. It's got the street name, it's got the numbers down the side, and their task is to tick every box, tick every house number that's for sale, tick every house number that's to let, and tick every one that's a suspected empty house. They don't know, we haven't gathered enough evidence yet to decide it's empty, but if it's overgrown, if the gardens aren't kept, if the trees are covering the doorway, that type of thing, there's a suspect empty house. And that's for a campaign later on. So they're met in McDonald's doing the brief. And the brief is they're issued their streets, and the streets are normally between 5 and 10 streets of varying lengths, from 25 houses up to 60 to 70 houses on some long streets, and they're issued the various clipboards. And obviously we check the kit, so we've got the eye gloves, we've got the ice scrapers, we've got the satchels and stuff, and that's at 8:30. The set off at 9 o'clock to do the day's work. Now I drive around the patch in the tour bus, which is an old grey BMW estate, and what I do is I'm just checking everyone's out there. So I'm making the car visible. So I drive past one, say hello, bottle of water, Snickers bar, and I'm just making sure it's visible, because they do talk to each other. I'd be naive to think that they didn't. So I'm checking on them to make sure they're in their area. And what I'm doing, sometimes companies, if you use a company instead of recruiting your own leafleters, the pitch very often from companies is that we'll give you a GPS tracker, and the tracker is sent straight to your iPhone, and that sounds really good. And it sounds really tactical, and you can track where your leafleters are. There's about an 8-second delay, but you can track where your leafleters are on the ground, and it sounds good in the pitch. But in reality, a GPS tracker or a GPS device is only accurate to within about 10 meters. So it doesn't actually tell you if they're actually delivering the leaflets. It just tells you that they're walking up and down the streets. And I found out, and this is just experience, I found out that people will do an awful lot of work to get out of doing work. I hope you can relate to that. I hope it makes sense. What people will quite often do is walk up and down the streets on their iPhone or the smartphone, texting their friends and doing their Facebook updates and stuff without actually delivering any leaflets. So you will get some calls, but you'll get some calls from the last house in the street complaining that there's a load of leaflets dumped in his garden. So you've got to be on the ball here when you manage your leafleters, and make sure they're out there doing it and doing it, out there doing the work. So I meet them about 10:30 usually, if I know where they are. I normally know what street they're on. I'll meet them about kind of 10:30, and then buzz off for a while, and then come back and see them again. So I'll make sure the leaflets are out there. If you do that, the management of the delivery is more important than the design of your leaflet or the other tactics you're using on the ground. The management of the delivery is crucial to getting a successful campaign. So that's this week's video. My name is Mark Ironson, and I'll speak to you soon.